So this morning I am here with the lovely Maks from FLASKA in Slovenia. Now, Maks, I'm hopeless at pronouncing your surname. Can you, first of all, so lovely. Thank you so much for joining in, because as you know, I'm going to be talking you through all the products I've got here. I love structured water. So can you just tell us your full name and just introduce yourself to my audience, please?
So my name is Maks Vrečko. I'm coming from Slovenia, as you mentioned. I'm owner of company FLASKA, and yeah, that's, I mean, how should I say? My life is full of, how should I say? It's definitely a dynamic one, full of changes. I changed my career 3 times up to this point. So first I was a policeman for 10 years, kind of not being able to express my energy within such a rigid system. Then I started with strawberries, being strawberry grower, professional one for 16 years. And then, yes, in the last 12 years, I have my own company, and we are producing FLASKA water bottles and some other products as well.
Brilliant. And we're going to be going through and explaining to everyone today exactly what structured water is and how it can help plants, animals, humans, everything really. And I came across your company probably about 5 or 6 years ago when I saw your products in our local health food shop. And funny enough, I'd been looking into structured water, but hadn't decided what to actually get. And all our members of the family use the products all the time. So I'm really excited to share this with the audience, because what my channel is all about, Maks, is sort of giving people different solutions about how they can empower themselves to keep themselves, their families, their animals as healthy as possible. Because there's been a lot of fear over the last few years of people sort of understanding some of the global challenges we might be under. And what's really wonderful is just to give people back solutions for what they can do for themselves and their families. So that's just wonderful. Now, how did you come across structured water?
Yes, it's first to a little bit comment on your let's say statement. It's I simply love your kind of mission, like live, love, and learn. It's such. I mean, if you would describe the life or why we are here in 3 words, that's exactly what is. And when you mentioned the fear, this is okay. We will be talking about the structured water, but exactly this is on a small scale example of a problem of the fear, which is chaotic state, which is unstructured state, a lot of entropy. And if we are lowering the entropy, we are coming to the structured state, and that's where more love is, and that's the state that we should be directing to. But to kind of go directly back to your question about how I come across with structured water, that was in strawberries. It was back in 2003 when a friend of mine kind of suggested that I could raise better strawberries if I would use structured water. I didn't have a clue what that is all about. So I said, but I was curious enough to give it a try, because kind of it makes sense. The strawberries has 89% of water. So if we do something with the water, then we might expect something with strawberries will change. I will now share screen, because it's so much easier to kind of to show it with the pictures. Can you see it?
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Oh, I love strawberries. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, so this is my strawberry field back then. It was kind of 50,000 plants, so it's not such a small one. And I simply split it on 2 parts, and one was as a control, and the other one with with structured water. And for the first 1 month and a half, there was no difference at all. So I said, it's not working, but yeah, whatever. It didn't cost me much to install the system. But then when we start to pick the strawberries, the results was amazing. I was simply shocked by the fact that on the part with structured water, we had 18% bigger yield, way less disease. And just to show you here, maybe this photo, when you can clearly, or maybe even this one is way up closer. So when you see here, simply vitality after the season, and after the season, these strawberries with the control water were tired and couldn't produce anymore. So
that's incredible difference.
Yes, and to be honest, it's some people back then. What was I have to use? I'm not, let's say, a church person, or although we live in Christian culture, but it was kind of, I could use expression that I saw Virgin Mary in person when this happened, because when you consider the fact that water is everywhere, and just with a small change of let's say installing such a device, so big difference was there. I said, I mean, this is life-changing moment, and from then on, I started to study the topic, and yeah, kind of try to learn as much as possible what everything is about.
That's just amazing. And this is why I resonate with you so much, Maks, because you've really demonstrated that when you see something like that, you've then really gone on to do something about it. And I think this is such an important message for everyone today, as we've all got our passions, and we're going to talk quite a lot about energy and vibration. And I'm a firm believer that, you know, every thought, every word has an energy and a vibration that you're putting out there. But those pictures are just incredible, the difference. And even though it's amazing, I'm not surprised, because having learned what I've learned about structured water, and you know, every plant, animal being on the planet consists of a huge amount of water. And as you can see, I'm going to be explaining this more later, but this is one that Matt sent me, and it is the most beautiful work of art. I've got some pictures on my Instagram to see the engravings, but just when you feel this, just when you're holding this and looking at it and feeling it, you can feel the difference in it.
Yes, this, Catherine, this is, sorry to interrupt, but this is something which amazes me. So yeah, we have done tests to show the difference between structured and unstructured water, etc. And this is all the tests that we have done in laboratory. But what is for me the most important test, and you know, there is always skeptics around. Yeah, this is bullshit. It's you can see it, so that therefore it doesn't exist. But people who are sensitive regarding energy, and let's say particularly children, they don't know anything about the structured water, but they are attracted to our products. And this is for me a clear, how should I say, feedback that what we are doing is the right thing, because it's simply, you feel it or you don't feel it. That's how it is. And if you feel the difference, if you feel the energy, the vibration, that's it. That's and then only the next question is in what kind of level it will benefit your life or your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add to this, I work with my work, because I do a lot of work with animals, because I love animals even more than humans. And what I do is I do something called zoopharmacognosy, which is animals self-medicating, so giving them the choice of what medicinal compounds they want. So what I've done, I've got my, one of the things my family have got, we love these. We've got a few of these, so that what I do is from my water filter, and we'll cover this in a bit, I fill up my FLASKA flasks each night and leave them sitting there, and we use these. Now, what I did when I first got these, Maks, is I did a test with my cats and my dog. So I filled up one water bottle, identical ceramic bowls, one from the structured water and one from the water straight from my filter, and all of them chose the structured water. So as you said, just like children, animals are wonderful because they give such quick honest feedback, and they're not sitting there thinking, oh, I like Catherine's new water bottle. They're just feeling and reacting to the energy of it. So that's really important. So can you explain to people that haven't heard of structured waters before, what exactly is structured water? What do you mean by structured water?
It's a great question, and I will try to, let's say, be as clear as possible, because there is many explanations, many different phrases are used for structured water. Some people use revitalized water, hexagonal water, full spectrum living water. For example, Jerry Pollack is talking about fourth stage of water, etc., etc. So many different names for, let's say, the same thing. I like very much the explanation of Emilio del Giudice, Italian scientist, who was talking about coherent domains. That means if you have a body of water, inside of that body we have water which is in two states. One state is coherent domains. We can picture them as a clouds of water connected in organized matter and all vibrating in the same manner. And then we have bulk water, or water which is chaotic and non-organized, which is the other state of water. And of course, if we have in that body of water a lot of coherent domains, we can call that water structured. And if in that body we have all the how should I say, the chaotic and non-organized state, then we don't call it structured water. So it's yeah, we could talk a lot about it, but I hope this explanation is enough.
Yeah, no, that's lovely. And I think a lot of people sort of understand the chaos side of things and about bringing it back into balance. And did I see on your slide set you had some of the Dr. Emoto water crystal pictures?
Yes.
Can I just show the audience those, because I think that really shows it very, very clearly.
Yes. So we have done so many tests with water, but of course, Masaru Emoto test is the most known, and we use it on our website, on our products, etc. So it's and of course Masaru Emoto is I love his work so much, because he was the first guy who was able to kind of give a face to the water and with pictures show the difference. Because to be honest, if I share with you this slide, I mean, come on, it's boring, and you have to, I wouldn't call it that you have to be scientist to understand it, but still. But if you show the difference between non-structured water on the left side and structured, the beautiful crystal on the right side, then it's clear. I mean, people, we like simple things, and his work was so much about love, maybe not so strictly scientific, but the progress that he has done for humanity is enormous. So beside that, we have here another test, for example, Evapo test. When you leave the droplets of water to evaporate, as well as showing the difference in the water structure. So the one on the right is more rich in the structure, and the one on the left is kind of, let's call it, empty. So yeah, we have, I don't know how much you would like that I go into these tests, Catherine, because we have so many of them.
Yeah, I think anyone, once you've watched this video, obviously the links to the website will be below, and there's a lot of information on the website, and we can quite happily get Maks back again to talk about this in more detail. But I remember when my children were small, coming across Dr. Emoto's work and doing his standard test with growing the different things and the different vibrations. And it was just wonderful. It had a profound effect on my children, understanding the power of the words and what you're putting out there. And that's why on my portable bottle that I've got there, we've got this lovely cork sleeve, and we'll talk through some of the products at the end with the love and gratitude on. Oh, snap. No. But it's just beautiful, isn't it? Because again, putting it out there, all of these things make a huge difference, and they're really feeding your body, because a lot of people are feeling that chaos in their life at the moment. A lot of people have experienced a lot of frustration and lack of control over the last couple of years. And what we're saying is there's these things that you can do that can really on a daily basis help you feel empowered to get back the control and the right energy into your mind and body.
Yes, I agree totally, because it's simple as it is. If you are drinking non-structured or ordinary water, then first your body has to restructure it, which of course you need an energy to do it, and then this water can be used. But if you are drinking already the structured water, then you have this energy for other things, either being that you can higher resistant level toward viruses or whatever it can to you, or you are more emotionally stable. I mean, it's the whole civilization or the whole planet is under such a big stress, such a enormous changes are happening. So it's no surprise that on a on as above so below on our private life, we are struggling. We have issues with, let's say, the problems are coming to to the surface, and we have to deal with them, etc., etc. Trying not to be too philosophical.
No, it's really important, because this is all about the energy and the philosophy behind it. And I think so many people, certainly my audience, are very, very well aware of that, and are very well aware that you have to start at an individual level. You can't sort out the global problems if you haven't sorted out yourself first, because we're radiating the energy that we're putting out there and interacting with everything around us.
Yeah, especially to just a little jump into your previous words, and our children are so important to educate them about the right things, because I mean they will be the change that we need in our world. So if we let's say teach them the right things, this is then the bright future. If we just focus on ourselves, that then maybe we will need more years to for a progress.
Yeah, and I know, diverting off a bit, but it's a really important message that one of the things that so attracted me about your company is, one, I've never had better customer service anywhere than I've received from your company. Absolutely amazing team you've attracted with you. But secondly, what I love, Maks, is the fact that you had this passion and you did something with it. Now, I'm not suggesting that everyone watching this needs to go out and set up their own company, but we are moving forward into a future where there's a lot of awareness now that where you spend your money is what you're supporting moving forward into this world. And so certainly my family took a decision quite a while ago that we were only going to, where possible, and where possible is always an excuse. So we're not perfect yet. We do sometimes use other companies that we shouldn't do, but we're making conscious decisions about what companies we move forward, because every little purchasing decision that we make is putting a message out to the universe, in my opinion, about creating the future world that we all want to be living in and that we want for our children. And I want my children to see what you've done and say, wow, anything's possible. If I've got a passion, I can do something with that and really make a difference, not just at an individual level, but to a lot of people around the globe. So I hope you're really proud of what you've done with that, Maks.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I would say that it's truly everything is possible, and you can start to do something that you really don't have a clue about. Even with strawberries, I started them just, I don't know, they fell from the sky in a way, and then the water came, and I was this was for us that, or for me, the big learning, how should I say, the primary school, because for 6 years I was able to observe the strawberries and the different vibrational programs that we were testing on them. And then, because now our customers are all over the world, and we have to, our products should be good for young and old, for somebody who is from Japan or the States or UK or from Alaska, it doesn't matter. And as well, it should work regardless the sex. And some people, as you, are using it for animal, for plants. So we have did this learning cycle with the strawberries was what was preparing us to really make a good vibrational program, which is now universal for anyone to use.
Yeah, and we're going to come on to that in a minute, because it's amazing how you do that. But one of the questions I think a lot of people have is the difference between filtering the water to remove contaminants and structuring the water, and whether structuring the water can have an effect on some of the contaminants. Now, filtering water is a huge subject that we can't go into too much today, because it's just so much into that. But is there a little bit you can tell the audience about that, Maks?
Yeah, so basically filtering the water means we are removing something that we don't want in the water out with. I mean, as you said, it's a big world of different techniques for filtration. I mean, here we are, I think we should address two things. First, because the water structuring is about the water quality. But what is as well important is the quantity of the water that we drink. And if the water is not tasting good, then people will don't drink it enough, or they will drink some Coke or something, and then you have diabetes, etc. So it's a problematic thing. So yes, I suggest if the water is, let's say, in really bad taste, then you don't have any other solution to filter it. If it is okay to some extent to drink it, then people are reporting that FLASKA is improving the water taste. As well as you mentioned, the contaminants. Yes, we have done allium test or genotoxicity test, which showed that we can lower the, let's say, possible harmful effect that contaminants could have on you by 45%. So wow, without any filtration, and I believe this result is really good. Wow. And one more thing that I would like to address now is that many companies which are especially filtering companies are using how should I say, fear to sell their products. Everything what is in the water is dangerous, the pesticides, the hormone disruptors, etc., etc. Yes, they can be problematic, but it's the same as with the coronavirus. I mean, the virus is I mean, the fear around the virus is the one who was killing the people and making the damage, not the virus itself. So, and the same thing is here. We shouldn't be afraid to drink water. Water is beneficial for ourselves. of course, if we do the steps, filtration and structuring, this is something good then for us.
That's such an important point you raise, because, you know, the thing is, everyone has got a different situation, a different budget, different challenges in their water, depending where they live, what their health is, etc. So I think, again, what I love about that is, one, you're selling your products through love, not fear. And secondly, it's like everyone can afford sort of these, because I've had my bottle, you've just, I love this new sleeve that I've just got, but I've had my bottle for a long while, all my family have, and we're going to talk about the longevity of them as well. But these are incredibly resilient. So even though they're glass, I've actually dropped this off. You know, when you put your bottle on your car roof, thinking you're going to load up the car and drive off, this is dropped off my car onto my tarmac drive and still been completely unscathed. So, and I take it out horse riding and everything. So they're incredibly resilient and long lasting. So there's something that once you've made that purchase, it's going to be a really long investment for you. So I just wanted to explain, just, you know, there's again, the links obviously to the website are below, but for my family, the key ones that we use is we've each got our individual carry around bottles, and you do a whole range of different sleeves for this, don't you, which you'll see on the website, and there's different size bottles. So, you know, depending on whether it's a child, whether you want a big one to carry around, this is the ½ litre one that we've all got. And then we've had these for a little while now. As I said, these are ones that you can put on the table. So this cork isn't, you can't put this in your bag because this just sits in there, as opposed to these are completely watertight, because the stopper is completely watertight. So these we have in the house. So when I'm sitting in my office and my husband's got one on his desk and my children have got one on their desk, we fill these up, and there's structure in the water. And how long does it take, Max, for when you put the water in the bottles for the structuring process roughly to work?
It's 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the majority of the restructuring process is already done. Water is extremely sensible, and it reacts to its environment. And I would now here to point out that even I mean, it's our product is not for everyone, but at least people who are not intent to using FLASKA, they should be using any glass water bottle. This is important because glass is natural material, and already with non-programmed glass, already water will react positively to some extent. While if you put it in plastic bottle, this plastic is of course problem from chemical point of view and from vibrational point of view as well, because it's not natural material. So regardless of using our product or not, please use glass as a drinking material. And I mean, people who drink wine would never drink from plastic. I mean, would never.
Well, you only drink from plastic when you're forced to with your wine, don't you?
Exactly, yeah. Exactly, because it's a matter of the culture. And my long-term idea is to kind of to have a culture of drinking water. That means, yeah, you don't drink it from plastic because it's bad and you are polluting environment, etc. So this is important. And one other thing, water loves movement, and it's definitely beneficial for the restructuring effect. And overall, that before you drink it, that you shake it a little bit or stir it. So it's kind of already that you are connecting with the water. It will be more beneficial to you if you shake it before you drink.
Brilliant. And then, as I've said, I am just showing these to people because I want to show you what's available. Now, you can't see this in its full glory, people, on the things, but we're going to come on to what the patterns are and everything, and I can't show you the button, but this is the teacup. Now, it comes with a beautiful wooden lid, and then you can see that it's got the little removable bit where you can put all your herbs and your teas. So this morning for my garden, I've got nettle, lemon balm and mint in there.
Ooh.
But you can put anything in there. So my husband made his iced coffee in there the other day. So you can put anything in there, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So I know what everyone's getting for Christmas from me this year, because it really is a work of art, and it's a beautiful size, and it's really easy to hold. I'm holding it that way so you can see the motifs. But so can you just talk us through, and again, this, all the details are on the website, but people are going to think, well, how are you structuring it? So can you just give us a little overview of the FLASKA process, and what these symbols are on the bottom, and how you go about the structuring process?
So we found out that water is kind of, I will put it to maybe a comparison with music, because if you are just listening the music, that is one communication channel. If we are watching YouTube video, it is already two. If we go on the concert, it's even richer, and we are talking about same information, same music. If we go to the dinner with the performer, that's even more powerful. So the more channels you are communicating, the bigger effect you have. And what we have done is that we are not using one technology, but combination of different, let's say, procedures, and kind of we talk with water on different channels with the same vibrational program, and then it means that restructuring effect is stronger. So what we do is we use German devices called organ cannons. Talking about organ energy is another topic for another lecture. And then we have a Quantec radionic device, which is already as well transmitting the vibrational program, and as well what you have shown, we have different cosmograms, or called mandalas, on our products, which are as well communicating with the water and bringing its positive effect on the structure.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there's a lot of detail, folks, if you want to look into this in more detail on the website, so that you can really sort of understand the process. Because I think when people sort of understand the process, it really helps them, you know, with their belief system and again, how they're viewing the products. Yes. So in terms of, one of the things that's very topical at the moment, so people want to know, okay, structure, if they drink structured water, if they give structured water to their animals, if they water their plants, we've already seen the examples with the strawberries, which says it all. But what sort of, we can't make any medical claims, but how is that going to help their health, and, for example, the health of their red blood cells, for example?
Yes, there are many research done around that, and I mean, you can simply check on the YouTube and search for blood cell and structured water. If you type inside, you will get the results, because I mean, this is truly amazing. And I was talking with one doctor of chemistry, which was observing the effect of structured water on the blood cells, and she was explaining to me that she was in such a shock that couldn't get to herself, like for years, literally, because she was taught that something like that couldn't exist. That means that you drink the water, and let's say 5-10 minutes later, your blood will look completely different, and the change is such a fast, is truly amazing. So yes, we have, I mean, and as well, there is so many response that we get from our product. For example, for me, is the biggest reward is when a mother says, you know what, our child always drink it some Coke, something with sugar. They didn't want to drink water, and now with FLASKA, they're drinking it. It's they're enjoying it. And I mean, this is truly rewarding. Or for example, we were making an experiment with as well with children, with the whole class, because children need a lot of water, and during the school they drink maybe in one morning during the classes maybe a cup of water. If two, that is already a victory. But if they have the water bottles with themselves, which is an issue for the teacher, because that could be looked at as a disturbance when opening the bottle and drinking, etc. But we have done the tests, and then teachers reported that first of all they can learn more. Of course, the brains are literally all structured water, and secondly, they are more calm. So kind of, it looks like, I mean, at least me, I you know, when something is missing and then you go for a food, oh, maybe you're just thirsty, and
Yes.
that makes you nervous. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And this fits in really nicely because tomorrow on my channel, I'm going to be interviewing the most amazing naturopath who's a real expert in live blood analysis. And we're talking about some of the other products that we both use, like the Clean Slate from Roots and things like this. And she's just had some phenomenal results at looking at the live blood analysis. So if people want to know more about that, watch tomorrow's video as well. It's really, really good. So you make you make all the products at your factory in Slovenia, yeah?
Yes. So we get our bottles from Italy. So it's, I mean, in Italy, they are known from quality glass production. And then, as mentioned, we use mostly German technology to program it. And with our expertise or knowledge and experience, then it makes definitely made an EU product, and the cork sleeve is done in Spain. So we try to, as you mentioned, to source as much as we can in Europe to minimize the shipment of the goods here and there, and then its influence on the environment, because yeah, majority of the water bottles that are now on the market are done on China, and I don't, I mean, the Chinese are producing some really good products, and but if there is a choice, definitely the products made in Europe is a better thing.
Yeah, fantastic, absolutely lovely. And you are able to ship sort of most places in the world, aren't you?
Yes, it's we ship all over the world through different services, and sometimes, you know, Catherine, I'm shocked. I mean, we have sending FLASKAs to Kamchatka or to New Caledonia or to some most exotic places. And of course, but yeah, the majority we ship is to Europe, North America as well. In South America, the products are extremely popular, and now in Asia as well.
Yeah, it's lovely. I love it. One of the other questions that I've had from some sports people is, if you add a supplement to your structured water, would it enhance the benefit?
Yes. So now you have two choices. Either you use less supplement to achieve the same result, or even you use the same amount of supplement to achieve higher result. It depends on what you need. So definitely it has enhancing a moment or a factor in it.
And I would really encourage anyone who's an athlete of any sort, or sort of pushes their body a bit more to the limit, to really look into. Under this video, Maks, I will put some links to some of a couple of places for people to start when they're looking at structured water and the effect on blood analysis. Because when you understand how crucial the health, obviously, and the hydration and the flow and the movement of your blood is to all aspects of health and wellness. But for those people who are performance athletes, they will notice a huge difference. So I'll put some of those links in the description box below the video for people. So I just think it's lovely. As you know, I'm a big fan. I love it. And why I love it is because, you know, yes, there's a very reasonable initial investment, but as I said, we've all had ours for ages and they really last. And even those of you that got children, the sleeves make them really resilient and they're incredibly strong, because ours have really been tested very thoroughly with that. So obviously the links to order will be below before. They make beautiful presents for people as well, because you really are sending the love to people like that. So I would really encourage everyone to have a look, because I get a lot of people when we talk about water that sort of, there's some very expensive filtration systems on the market and some cheaper ones, and obviously not everything's within everyone's budget, but these will be, because you're going to be reusing this day in, day out. So yeah, you know, this really is affordable for most people, and it's a lifelong companion for you. Is there anything else you wanted to tell us about, Maks, before we finish? Because I'm sure we're going to want to get you back on.
I mean, it's really a privilege to be here with you, Catherine. It's I love my work. I like to talk about it. I try to be as clear as possible, because I mean, with these topics you can go left and right and up and down and into something that then it means it will get too complicated, because it's information that let's say only the professionals would understand, or only the scientific people will. And I don't like to be so scientific regarding the water. Then there is many people who are researching it, and it's yeah, for the one who would like to know more about structured water, is simply so much literature out there. The book, for example, that I would suggest the most is MJ Penguin's Dancing with Water. You have so many different techniques inside, great explanation. MJ Penguin and her partner Evans have done such a beautiful work with it. And of course, to study Victor Schauberger's work, Masaru Emoto's, etc. It's an interesting exploration for the ones who are more into the structuring of the things.
Yeah, brilliant. And I will put those links in the description box below the video on YouTube for people that want to find those easily. But like everything, you know, you're all going to have your own personal areas of interest. So I'd really encourage you to research this, because it would be time spent very well. Thank you so much, Maks, today. I have absolutely loved that, and I've learned loads. And yeah, this is what it's all about, is supporting people that are doing this brilliant work, and supporting yourselves, you know, because there's nothing like every time you pick up something that you know is doing you good. One of my favorite mottos that my daughter and my friend Bryce talk about is, do something today that your tomorrow body will thank you for. And you know, this is a perfect example of that. So thank you so much for your time. You're so interesting. I love, you know, there's so much more to your story, and I think the results speak for yourself, because I think most people will notice that the people that I'm getting on that are passionate about these things they're proving look so healthy and vibrant. And that's not an accident, folks. So thank you, Maks, and we'll be back again soon.
Thank you, Catherine, and lots of love and lots of good water to all.
Yeah, and ask questions below, please, anyone. If you're watching this and you've got more questions, please do ask, and I will do my best to answer. And if I can't answer, I know a man that can. Thanks.